Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Twisted Thursday. How are you all? Church Nelly, channel member. Who else do we have? I know I spoke to a lot of you before. Connie, Rosa, Fancy, Lydia, channel member. Joyce, how are you? Ooh, I didn't even see your comment before, so hi, Joyce. And let's see who else. I'm just going to leave that. Annie, channel member, aka Squad Bartender. Carolyn, how are you? Let's see. We had a whole little conversation going, so I know there's a lot of comments. I'm just going to. Hey, Sarah, channel member. Okay. Let me see who else has come in since the live started. And let me see. Where was I going? I think I may be getting to the bottom, and that's cool. All right. I appreciate all the notifications that you could hear me. Elaine, channel member. Hey, Mary, channel member. Yes, how are you all? Hey, palettes. PPPP. How are you? Hey, Joyce, Dolores. Oh, Mama Jane, channel member. Hey, Hazel, how you doing? Hello, Eleanor. Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama. How you doing? Hello, Patricia. Hey, Marshar. How you doing over there? Emma, how are you? Sylvia, Angela, yes. Gina, how are you? Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before. If I have, forgive me. Hey, Tier, how are you? Hey, Angela. All right, Dale, how you doing? All righty then. Let me just see. Am I down at the bottom? Brenda, how are you? Mama Jane, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Wow, you're kicking it off early. You're making it rain down on me. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Let me see. Hello, Face in Reality. How are you? Okay, I think I've gotten. Hey, Sharon, how are you? I think I've gotten to everybody. All right, this is going to be quick. You know how I do. Hey, Ma Jones. All right, so I asked the question: is the hey Brenda, is the UK Monarch following the lead of Sweden and Denmark? So I saw today, although I think it was announced yesterday, but that the Queen of Denmark, who I'm guessing she's feeling better from her diagnosis the week before. Removed her grandchildren's prince and princess titles. And I paused and immediately thought of King C3, but I'll get to my thoughts on that. And I know everybody's about to weigh in on it, but she's kind of following the lead of Sweden and with a little twist on it. So the grandchildren in question are of her second son. So it's her second son's children, so not the heirs line. And yeah, it's 4 grandchildren, and they are no longer prince and princesses. So I did grab a little bit of the article. Now, mind you, there's only 1 or 2 that are under the age of, there's 2 that are under the age of 18. So starting in 2023, it's like Happy New Year to you, grandchildren. You won't be prince and princess. Now, this may free them to have wonderful, less restrictive lives, but it does seem kind of harsh. So with Sweden in 2019, the king reduced the number within the royal house, stripping his 5 grandchildren of their royal highness status. So their HRHs went away, but he left the title of prince and princess. So Queen Marguerite is like, you ain't even gonna be that. Now, this all seems to loop back to, and here's the Swedish line of succession, Crown Princess and her daughter, eldest daughter. And so one of the squatties tweeted this, and it's so apropos. The more royal houses that strip certain members of their birthright, the more it reminds the public that royal birthright isn't a real thing. Hashtag abolish the monarchy. So, and copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. We already know. Come on now. This is commentary. So for King C3, I thought, this is his out, in a sense. He's never styled Lilibet or Archie, so not giving them to the titles may seem cruel, but then again, if you're going to style them only to strip it away later, that to me is crueler. So if he doesn't style them, to me, it's even better because, it will actually screw the media out of any more stories about the Sussexes. Imagine the stories if he styled them and then goes and changes his mind because, he's a fickle man. Okay, I'm just saying. So it's just interesting to see how all these cousins are acting. And the decisions that they're making and all that fun stuff. So I really wanted to get you all's thoughts because I can see him using this as an excuse, but because he didn't style them right off the beginning of getting his king title, to me, he should not be allowed to even use that as a reason. He's talked about the streamline, but until he makes an announcement, King C3, make your announcement that this is your decision so that we have it in black and white. And then we can just, drag you if we feel like it. Okay. But having this go on and on is just, I'm sure that's giving some stories to the tabloids. And don't think they won't put your ish out there, even if you are a king. I'm just saying. Okay. Now, let me go over and look at the comments here. Hey, Miss Viv, how are you? Legs, how you doing? All right. I just want to make sure I have not. Patty, how you doing? All right. Now, hey, Max V. Channel member, how you doing? Where was that comment? Lord, here we go. Let's see. I had it highlighted, then I took it off, and now I'm not going to be able to find it when I want it. Because you know how those things go. Oh, StreamYard. I wish I could search. No, that's the earlier conversation. Who I said that said, and it was so true on the titles. Oh, Lord. Y'all bear with me. Hey, Sharon. I'll just look at this one until I can figure out and go back to that one. StreamYard. Sharon, you see all those royal lying reporters was accusing Meghan of being a liar in the Oprah interview. Excuse me. And who got hit in the face now that everything Meghan and Harry said is coming to light. Well, yes, until he he hasn't officially styled them. So I guess there's a story there, but it really isn't a story. They should be. But yeah, if he's going to take what is their birthright, to me, if he does it now and then later on decides, oh, you know what, I've changed my mind, that would be more crueler, and he would be dragged. Yes. Church and the titles don't cost a thing. Archie and Elizabeth should be prince and princess. Yes, they should. But you see what happens here? Those other monarchies, those grandchildren should also have their, whether it's their HRH and or princess and prince titles. And some of them just feel that, no, that's not how it's going to be. So, yeah. Whew, Lord of mercy. It's just interesting. Dale, Charlie is a follower, never a leader. He was going to do something to stop these babies from having their titles, not shocker. Well, he can't truly say that he was following their lead because, again, he can be dragged because he never styled them right off the gate. The Queen styled Space's children under the air because technically the firstborn of Space was to be prince or princess, but it happened to be prince. And the other two that were born would not have been because they were the great grandchildren of a monarch. Now, she changed things and allowed that to happen, and also changed where girls no longer lose their place in the line of succession. So he has slept on doing what he should have done right off the beginning. And yeah. He is slow to move in this regard. I'll just say that. Church Nellie, Annie, Meghan already said that Archie and Elizabeth would not get their titles. Remember, they called her a liar. Right. Now, again, Sweden did their change back in 2019. Here, Queen Margrethe of Denmark is making a change that will take effect next year. Of course, with that change, then they're not entitled to whatever stipend they were getting from being part of the royal line, so to speak. They're still in the family. It's just, yeah. It's kind of a strange thing. Mary, Denmark Queen has been ruling for 50 years. Yes, she has. With, QE2 transitioning. She is in Europe the longest reigning, my understanding. So. And exactly, Church and Light Tamps is a follower, not much of a leader anyway. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. He can only sit on his hands but so long. He's going to have to do something. So, and it's not involving, working royals. I guess the UK considers it that way, but the other monarchies, those were not, quote, working royals. It's just they decided to make the change. So in a way, the UK monarchy has kind of boxed themselves in because if Space's second and third don't start working at the age of, hopefully they let them get to 18. But I'm just saying that they should be stripped. And especially once their eldest brother marries and starts having children, that knocks them down the line of succession. Yes, then they should be stripped. That would only be fair. If you're not a working royal, you don't have it. Take away now. Take away Andrew's children's HRHs too. I'm just saying. And, the other ones. Edwards, yeah. Because none of them are working royals. Okay. I'm just saying. Because we only see Fiesta out. We never see Edward, at least. And I'm not really checking for him, but I'm just saying. Okay, Marsha, if Chuck tries to strip Archie and a little bit taller, the backlash will be strong because they are Harry's kids and part American Black. Chuck will be seen once again as oppressing Black people. And that, my friends, is where he's going to feel the fire. Yes. Go to an African country and tell them to stop having kids. And he's going, they're going to catch it. Okay. The Commonwealth, I think, will probably, just my opinion, will cease. They only accepted King C3 because QE2 asked them to. They don't really have, that. There was a level of respect for QE2. Why, I don't know, but okay. But yeah, I'm just going to move on from that one. Tier, yes, traditionally, she said in an O's interview, and when asked why, she was never given an answer. Yeah. Because he don't believe in giving, why would he ever respond to anyone, even his daughter-in-law? Why would he do that? You see how he is with pens. Get it away. Okay. Let me behave myself. Legs. So basically, Meghan was right on the Oprah interview. They are trying to play like they have a hand when they don't. They come off as petty and performative because they are petty and performative. Yes, the UK royal family. Let me be specific because of a conversation we had before the live stream that some in the UK get upset with us content creators that are Sussex positive because we may, brush with the brush may be too general when we're speaking. So just understand when I'm talking about the crazies over there. Now, generally I'm speaking of the media and the UK royal family, but there are some outside those two buckets that fit that too. If it doesn't pertain to you, don't get upset. I'm just saying. End of story, end of conversation, moving right along. All right. Thank you, Elaine. Y'all spoil me. I appreciate it. Oh, and psst, Elaine is in the UK, everybody. Okay, I'm just saying. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. As well as there are several others. Now, if she understands when we're bantering and we're talking, I hope others understand too. I'm just saying. Okay. Joyce, Archie, and Lily are already prince and princess as by law. True. Meghan stated Charles will change the law to unstyle them. Charles may not have listed them as prince and princesses, but they already are. That's true. They are already. And we're all waiting to see what his decision will be. So that was why I asked that question. Is he going to follow the lead of Sweden and Denmark? I'm not going to give you HRH. Okay, so be it. Their parents still have their HRH. And I wish people would stop saying they, gave up their HR. They agreed not to use it, not to, if someone does address them as that, they're not going to say, oh, no, you can't do that. I'm just, you know what I mean? You can see the facial expressions. Tier spineless Charles will love to use it to take away their titles. Yeah. But spineless Charles better remember he ain't going to be King C3, for the next 40 years. I'm just saying. Probably not even 30, but that's just being realistic. He's in his 70s. His mom took over at 25, not by choice, but at 25. So yeah. Hey Ryan, how are you? If I've missed anybody else, please charge the eyes, not the heart. I did scroll through a lot of comments, so I do apologize. Hey, Cookies and Cream, how are you? Mama Jane, if not, the haters lying about Megan. Everything she said about Tamps is right. Yes, so we might need Oprah, CBS, or whomever to re-air that daggone interview. Because, if we put it on our channels, yeah, they come in quick with a copyright claim or strike. It depends. So, yeah, don't need to give anybody. There you go. Angela KC3 better think long and hard about his action toward Harry's family. It will come back to bite him hard. Exactly. The hypocrisy is already out there. It's just some people choose to ignore it. You can't say that, although they did say it, that they have to be working royals to have HRH. Well, Eugenie and Beatrice aren't working royals. They are not out there, and they were not out there on behalf of QE2. They have their own projects. They had jobs. Now they're married and having children. And one lives in the home that Harry and Meghan paid to renovate. Don't mess with us, okay? Squad got the receipts. And although that is, quote, a favorite cousin of Harry, whatever. I'm just saying, right is right, wrong is wrong, and all, you know what I mean? Okay. Hello, Valerie. Hello, Callie King. Hello, midwife. Channel member. How are you? I had to flip over to the other side just to make sure things were cranking correctly, and I see your names there. Uh-oh. Let me come back over here to StreamYard. Hello, allegedly Shady Sharon. How are you? I like that, allegedly. You know you are. Woo. All right, Elaine, he's got to change the letter patent for, yeah. Well, he better make sure that it includes his brother's children. That's all I'm saying. Both of his brother's children. So that's the only, if he singles out Harry, the backlash on that family, yeah, I think it really would be people in the streets just abolish it. Maybe not the UK, but the other Commonwealth countries, yeah. And they can kiss that goodbye. That's their pride and glory. You won't be taking any more tours down there and riding in the car and waving at people or shaking hands through a chain link fence like they're, Anyway, here we go. Moving on, because I'm getting riled. Joyce, the difference between the other royal houses is that Archie and Little are the first two biracial members of the British royal family. The other royal houses don't have that difference. But see, the UK royal family will gaslight and make it like, oh, that has nothing to do with it. They're kind of, like I said earlier, they are now hemmed into the corner. Because what you gonna do? Case King C3 in space, what y'all gonna do? Because whatever decision is made, it will affect even Space's two youngest. I'm just saying. Hey, Gracie, how are you? My namesake, Valerie. The Danish queen feels that she does not want her grandchildren confined by prince and princess. They will be count and countess. Moving right along, but they're still not entitled to a lot of the privileges that prince and princess affords. And a title is a title. That's what we keep hearing, right? So they're going to have better lives. I'm just throwing this out because it popped in my head. So now Count Dracula of Denmark sounds better than Prince Dracula of Denmark. I'm just, okay. Y'all go along with me. Okay. Legs, who is advising Tamps? All this pettiness doesn't look like a strong king. Honey, that got blown out the water when he with the pen. I'm just saying. It makes him look like a toddler, and that moment with the pen did. Yet they think that Harry and Meghan want to come back. Girl, bye. Yeah. Not happening. I'm just saying. Not happening. Not happening. Hello, Veronica. How are you? Sharon, now everybody see that Harry and Meghan said in the Oprah interview is coming to light. So Harry and Meghan need to move on now and do their thing, say whatever the F they want to say. Oh, and baby, they better hope Harry isn't editing that memoir. Now, the media is writing it like, oh, he's got to change things because now the Queen's gone. Okay. He can add so much in there now. He really could, because King C3 don't really take his calls. So, as Beyonce sings, middle fingers up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Hi again, Connie. Annie, then Harry doesn't really have a reason to attend Tamp's coronation. No. He can watch it on TV like the rest of us. I mean, in all honesty, because I'm sure the US is going to air it, because it being part of history, yeah. But he can watch it and have tea and crumpets and all that stuff, high tea, whatever. Yeah. I'm just saying, since he already does that with his children, yes. Churchill is still cruel to strip titles of adults. This will cause anger, friction in the family. The second son of Marguerite said he didn't know they were going to remove his youngest kids. Yeah, so that is the issue. It don't matter what she might be calling them next year. Hopefully she calls them by their first names, but and with love. But yes, these royal families, man, a hot mess. You have the Monaco one that we know, that I know his name. I'm choosing not to use it. Has children all over the place, all over the world. Yes. And none of them will ever be styled except for the two that, anyway, were within his quote marriage. Okay. Let's see. Mama Jane, Carolyn of Tamps William can't do anything too. Yeah. Woo, the men in gray suits now. And don't we always see them in gray suits when they're out? I'm just a thought that went across my mind. Okay. Tier Legs, his mistress, consort, and Willie Leaks are his advisors. Yeah. Well, and add Andrew, because I thought, didn't he release that he added him to the Privy Council? If he's out, he'll stand in for him. Like, what kind of... Okay, let me stop. Let me move on. I'm sure that was his mom's request. Okay. Church Nelly. Tamps wants to give Miller kids titles. Woo! You go ahead and give them kids titles. And don't re-establish your second son back into the HRH and just nix the whole working royal bull crap that was. Because, see, you want him half in, half out. Don't matter. That's his, quote, birthright. But as the squatty said, that the more royal houses that strip certain members of their birthright, the more it reminds the public that royal birthright isn't a real thing. Are the titles really that important? Only to those who... And now Harry done spoke, because I know he was talking about the uniform, but he would say the same thing about a title. That doesn't make him. So I'm sure he would tell them where to stick it, but Okay. Angela. Joachim of Denmark has stated he was originally told the titles would be removed when the grandkids turned 25. He was notified last 5 days that the titles would be stripped sooner. Whoops. 1/1/2023, per how it says that, next year. So all these cousins are shady as F. And I love it because you're giving content. Let me tell you what they are truly all cut from the same cloth, going way back to Victoria. Okay, moving on. Sharon, Charles, William and Kate, they are trying to play games holding those titles as leverage for Meghan and Harry to scrap whatever they're doing to protect them, and they're not trying to protect y'all. They can hold the titles and do whatever they wish. The world sees it. And as long as we, squad, keep talking about it, and the few members of the US media talk about it, and other world media pick it up and speak on it, and the few commentators at LBC that don't play games with the Monarch either. So, as long as they're letting them know we see you, and then when the so-called invitations start drying up, come visit us, yeah, he'll understand. Allegedly shady, he abuses those pens. Now that was his reaction over pens. Can you imagine? Since he has to have, his egg has to be a certain temperature. Yeah, I think it's poached. I think he has poached eggs or something each day. Let's see, legs. Well, that makes sense, Tira. It even makes Baldy Locks more nefarious. Why go about pretending to be gracious to Megan in person, then go about being cruel behind her back? Cosplay was direct. Although cosplay didn't mean to get caught on tape being direct. I'm just saying. And Megan was kind to her too. So now that's a memoir. If Megan wrote one, my years in the House of Windsor, whatever. Yeah, whatever the title would be. I'm just saying that would be. But she's given us little tidbits. Oh, and alert. We all know this, but Archetypes will be back on Tuesday. So, Talk Tuesday. And then in another day or two, you'll just have to look out for it. The rebranding will be complete. Okay, just saying. So, Joyce, just my opinion, the Queen of Dutch had a conversation with Charles to get him out of this bind. Judy. They're all following. I mean, Sweden was the first one to kind of do this. So, yeah. Just saying. Hey, Joseph, how are you? How far back? Oh, okay. I'm almost 15 minutes behind in comments. Valerie, Rakeem's children will be countless, and they will not lose their right of succession. Oh, no, I didn't say that they were going to lose their right of succession. It's just the titles. But, of course, with the 4 children above them, and the one starts having children, they'll never have to worry. Never will have to worry. I'm just saying. Let's see. I think I said hello. Let's see. Any other? Elaine, I have to even think that this is what I'm thinking. That's all you think he's going to last? No, I hope he goes 20 to 25 years. I do. I hope he's around his mother's age. So that way, space and cosplay are about the same. Faces to the ground, completely bald, the whole thing. Yeah. Let me see. King Carl's grandchildren keep their prince and princess, not HRH. They can get on with their lives. Well, they were living life because only the crown princess and the son, my understanding, were still in Sweden. The middle daughter I think she lives in the US with her husband and 3 or 4 children. So, she would go back and forth for the special events or something like that. So, yeah, they were getting on with life, not being in the country. So I don't know if it was some constitutional situation that they had to make this change, but yeah, anyway. I was being facetious, but in a way, yeah. Is he going to follow their lead? And I mean for all that are not in the airline, okay? And when I say airline, y'all know what I'm talking about. Although he did fly empty planes to pick him and his family up, but, environmental warrior. Earth shocked. Okay, Sharon, he's not going to make a decision one way or the other until every book. comes out, do you want to make sure there's nothing damaging in the book? And if there is something damaging, you can use that. But then that just shows you're even more petty, because there was no weight in your title. There was no weight in giving Space and Cosplay their new titles. But you're going to wait for a book, which I pray doesn't even mention you. I hope King C3 is not even mentioned. We already know who his father. We already know who Harry's father is. He doesn't need to be mentioned. All that needs to be said, just reiterate what was stated, and and then he never took my call. I found out he released our location, took my security away, and wouldn't take my calls. That's all that needs to be in the book. I'm just hoping that's all that's in there about them. Not some wax poetic about how wonderful he ain't wonderful. Give me a break. Let's see. I'm flipping back. Dolores, if he does this, he's just following his cousin, aren't they? Yeah, they're all related. That's what I said earlier. They're all related. Yes, yes, yes. Let me say, it would be very unwise for Tamps to take away Archie and Lily's titles. It would make him look more racist and hypocritical than he already is. He never accepted us as his children as his grandchildren. Well, he needs to say it with his full chest. So go ahead on, Chucky Chucks, and just make that statement, release the statement, because it needs to be officially released. Have the patents, because doesn't that go through, is that through Parliament that has to be changed? Because I don't remember hearing that it went through Parliament when the Queen. I thought it was just the Privy, whatever their role is. But yeah, just saying. Elaine is starting now in the UK, abolish the monarchy. Well, do. I mean, people are struggling over there, and people struggle everywhere, but it's a little hard to swallow when you see people living in such opulence, 4 or 5 homes. Well, they're not even homes, palaces, castles, different countries. Yes, and every time they travel, it costs you, the taxpayer. Patricia, if KC3 does it, he will be doing what he wants. He will use the other monarchs as cover. Yeah. But again, he'll be called on it because he should have done it day one and explained, I'm not styling them because I want them to live a happy life abroad or overseas, whatever the words he used. Just saying. Just saying. Mashar. Chuck is lucky if he lasts another 10 years of life. He'll be in his 80s. Those saucious fingers of his may be a sign of something is wrong. He has a vision problem. I'm not reading that last part, but okay. Woo, we're going to leave that alone. Hello, Emerald. How are you? Good to see you. All right. Now... Sharon, and now he holds those tires from the the titles from the 2 biracial grandkids. All the Black colony and African nation go in the street and protest and make Charles and Space feel the hand that feeds them. Yeah. Listen, just give back the crown jewels that were stolen. And there's no ifs, ands, and buts. That ain't even alleged. Okay? That was taken such care of removing from her. I was wondering how they were on top of that casket when they were moving it. Of course, I didn't see that they were bolted down, but that's neither here nor there. She was holding on to them bitches until the end. I'm sorry. Okay. Whew. I'm going to have to go because I can feel it. Yeah. I'm over the time I had wanted to be on anyway. Let me see. Joseph, Harry has enough shadiness and receipts from the funeral alone to pin a second book. Boom. There you go. Heck, we all could write the book for him. My gosh. Everybody could see it. All the gates that happen. Uniform gate, title gate, hand-holding gate, mile walk gate. All just the gates. Yeah, all the gates. All the gates. Let me see. Queen Marguerite spoke to her grandchildren. They said they felt confined with the titles and she wanted them to have their own life. They'll say anything. They'll say anything. Those titles also afforded them a privilege that probably now is going to be going away a little bit. Just saying. Just saying. But, you know, she can say whatever, and that's the word that'll be out there. Of course, the grandchildren, unless they were gangster grandchildren, they're not going to say anything different. But yeah, let her have what she wants to have. Let her put the narrative. They all have their little spin machines and spin doctors out there. Joan, channel member, how are you? Good to see you. All right. John, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Sharon, you cannot comment on none of those UK morning shows. They all turn off their comment section. You cannot comment on nothing about the royal family or the new king. Oh, oh well. And if they're running by engagement, yeah, that sucks for them. Not because they've been hateful. Hey, JJ, how are you? The world see, but none is doing anything. Well, I mean, there are some that have already said, you know, we want our emancipation, but we have to see. We have to see. Let's see, JJ, a clear example is Michelle Obama. She very much sided with the Queen. Sided with the Queen in what way? I have not heard anything, so I'm just kind of wondering, what did she side with? Church and other, write that book, Megan. Yeah, write the book. Let them all shake in their boots. Now, we all know that when it comes down to Harry and Meghan, obviously they let out what they want out. Otherwise, there's no leak. So if she is writing something, they should all be concerned about that. I'm just saying. And it would only rightly serve them. So, okay. So as I wind down, hey, Sociable, how are you? Good to see you. I am going to just put this up. And this is what, in the grand scheme of things, while I've been talking about and chatting with you all about these titles and all this other stuff, there is this hurricane out there that's really, really doing its thing. So hopefully it will continue as it continues up the coast, because I understand that here in North Carolina, we'll be seeing rain starting tomorrow. The wind has already picked up, so that's a big storm if we're already feeling the effects. So you just have to, just be mindful of that. Let's see. And it's good that there was little to no damage. I mean, there is flooding, and I saw something and I thought it was hilarious that it was a text on Twitter. There was a Texas news station saying, please send, there's this condo complex that was experiencing flooding, like this storm surge was coming in. And they were like, send helicopters. And all the responses under were like, who's flying a helicopter in 125 plus mile per hour winds? I had to chuckle at that. And then I'm like, why is Texas like reporting on Florida? And okay, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's see. Oh, talking about King C3? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I said 20 to 25 years. I mean, his grandmother lived to what, 100 in 1 or 2? So his mom to 96. I mean, I let me just say this. So these folks have so much wealth, but yet don't take care of themselves. So if you see that there's medical issues, what are they, scared of the doctors? Dentists? We know they are. But scared of doctors? I don't get it. Hilda, channel member. Hey, sis, how are you? You just made it in time because I am about to shut it down. Listen, it's been real. It's been fun, everybody. But I got to get back to work. So continue to pray for all those Florida on up the East Coast that are in the path of this hurricane, well, now tropical storm, since it's hit land, because they do like to spawn tornadoes once they come inland. Yeah, so just be mindful of that. And I Pray that you all stay safe. Wear your mask. You know, I always say that. To all those in the clouds, hello to you all. To those I may have missed in the chat, I do apologize. Charge the eyes, not the heart. All my channel members that are here, mwah, thank you. And to all of you that popped in, thanks. Now, if this is your first, second, or third time here, please hit the subscribe button. I'm not being shamed about it. So you can keep up with all the great changes. And check out the little join button and see the, perks for channel membership, and the members can tell you how much fun they have. Anyway, take care, everybody.